Man, Play School Alfie is really cool. I'm not going to show too much of what he does, but you know, from the startup animation, all of that. You've got this cartridge slot in the middle. You can swap that out for cartridges. You've got cards in his back. You can change those out. He's got a lot of content, right? Well, today we're looking at a similar thing.
Similar thing.
Yeah.
Somewhat similar.
He's similar, all right.
We're not gonna get into all the details.
Not yet.
But
stick around and we will. Have you ever heard of Quizard the Learning Wizard by Fisher-Price? Neither had I, until I found something on him and I was like, oh, he could be cool. He'd be cool to look at. So, here's where we are. You know, I'm providing all the info that I didn't have previously, so that if anyone else has a Quizard, they can do that. But again, I'm not going to spoil anything that this video entails, because I feel like that shit's best left slowly figuring out. So, what do we know about Quizard? The obvious stuff. He was released in 2006. He is a weird hybrid dog wizard thing with a weird mirror on his right and a crystal ball on his left that spins up and does light things that is probably going to be really bad on camera. He was, released in 2006. He had, I'm pretty sure at least, the marketing side of him was non-existent. I've only seen like one TV ad, the existence of one TV ad. So, you know, they kind of, you know, again, I'm not going to get into anything yet. But they may have saw what was coming. He's got this weird hat thing that is only useful once.
yep.
That's only used in one of his modes. Speaking of that, he has a mode switch at the bottom. Massive switch. Huge switch. Like, that is a really big clicky switch. He has a weirder looking switch on this side. It flips. Here's the back of him. He has a panel that pulls out. This is where his cards go. He comes with 10 wild animal cards by default. This is the bottom of him. I also realized that this video is going to be so poorly shot, it's not even funny. But you know what? I wanted to get this guy out there, so, you know, deal with it, I guess. He's got a battery door. He has a Try Me. There's a video on his Try Me, so I'm not going to go over that too much. Then over here we have a whacking great cartridge slot. It's a really big slot for a really big slot for a really big cartridge that you could expand him with. On the front, we have the yes, no, yes, I think maybe or hint and no buttons. They're all used kind of throughout, you know, he kind of uses them sometimes. On the right here, here's a card, has a slot for cards. So, should we get into, should we boot him up? Let me first go back here. Take his cards out. So what's interesting about this guy is that he does things that not many things apart from Alfie do, and that he's very good at providing you with facts on things. There we go. I'm just organizing his wild animal cards because they need organizing because I put them in wrong. Okay. They all seem... Wait, are they all... I don't remember where the text goes. Ah, they're all messed up, aren't they? Fun. I love visual things. They're great.
Yeah.
I love visual things. They're, like, really cool. If he misrecognizes cards, that's on my ass for not knowing how cards work, and not his, sometimes. So, I don't remember where we left off, but should we turn him on and let him introduce himself?
I think we should.
All right. Boot up the machine, everyone.
Hi, I'm Quizard, the learning wizard, your magical fact-finding friend. We're going to learn about wild animals.
Oh, I forget, the thing he holds over here, where there, also lights up.
Find a card, put it into my magic mirror, and I'll tell you all about it.
Bring that down. Okay. So, like you said, put in a card, put it in my magic mirror, and I'll tell you about it. Okay, well, let's do that, shall we? Also, music exists. He has some music.
Yep.
Which, you know, I don't really get 2006 from that, but it sounds more like something, you know, family with Casey Kinderbot, those kind of things.
Yeah.
Find a
They didn't
card,
even use it that
put
well
it
either.
into my
Oh, we'll get to that.
mirror, and I'll tell
We
you
will.
all about it.
Okay. No,
Find a card, put it
it's
into my
that way up, you see?
The elephant is standing on 4 legs.
Okay.
Do you want to hear another cool fact?
For all intents and purposes, I'm going to go yes to show you his facts.
Elephant is a plant eater. Do you want
You can hear his
to
motor
more
spinning
facts?
up
Here's another one.
every time.
The elephant has hair. Do you
Notice here how the
another
animals seem to
cool
have
fact?
multiple sounds.
The elephant has a long trunk.
At least they have some like common ones and all of that stuff.
The leader of a herd of elephants is a female called a matriarch. Wow!
Come on, give us the one that we always laugh at. So we got all those.
Elephant uses its trunk to smell, eat, drink, and wash itself.
What a clever thing it is.
Do you want to hear?
Where's the...
The elephant is the largest land animal. The
So, you know.
largest known elephant weighed as much as 5 cars. Fantastic.
He's got a decent amount of facts in his built-in stuff.
Do you want to hear? Elephant begins with the letter E.
Come on, talk about insulting your target audience.
Another cool fact?
Elephant begins with the letter E. But you know, we'll look past that. We'll look past that for now because this thing is going to be cool. You know, we're gonna look past that because there's more to show. All right.
Put a card into my magic
Let's see.
mirror, and I'll tell you something I've learned about it.
I believe this is the right way up.
The giraffe has spots.
What's a spot sound like?
Do you want to
Okay.
hear more facts? Here's
Sure,
another one.
let's do more facts.
The giraffe is a plant eater. Giraffe begins with the letter G.
Come on. You'd think if a kid wants to learn facts about elephants and stuff, they'd be able to read the word giraffe and go giraffe begins with G. Like,
Yeah.
this is the
You would
first
think that
thing
this
I
is a
will get
little past
into.
the, come on, kids, let's learn our alphabet.
Let's learn them alphabet things. That's the first point I'll get to, is that they didn't really understand what to do, in my opinion. They didn't really understand what he was going for.
Unlike most animals, the giraffe can see in color. That's unbelievable.
Okay.
Wow.
That's good for the giraffes.
Do you want
Let's
to hear?
get some more facts, shall we?
Put a
Because facts are
card into
cool.
my magic mirror, and I'll tell you something I've
Also,
learned
I
about
forgot
it.
to mention, I have expansion packs for this guy. So I will be showing off some of those. Maybe all of
The
them.
rhinoceros is a plant eater.
Okay, what else we got?
Have you noticed that, when it talks about what a thing eats, it uses the same noise every time.
Yeah,
Rhinoceros begins with the letter R.
Oh shit.
You know what? If you want to look at these facts,
Into my magic
get one
mirror,
and
I'll tell you a
look at them in your own
cool
time,
fact.
because I don't know if I want to be sitting here going through what letter everything starts with and all of that, because in my opinion, that's just kind of wasted knowledge.
The polar bear has sharp teeth.
Okay.
You want to hear?
So you see how this
The
is
polar
very...
bear can go for weeks without eating. That's a really long time. Wow, wow, wow.
You see how this is very
The
repetitive.
polar bear has fur. Do you want to? The polar bear is standing on 4 legs. Here's another one.
You see how, you know,
The polar
it hasn't
bear
really-
has all white fur and black skin.
okay, it's cool. Alright, let's take this guy.
Find a card, put it into my magic mirror, and I'll tell you all about it.
Oh, there's that card. Each pack of cards will have its kind of what I call signature card that will make a
Quizard
noise.
has fur.
It will make a noise every time you hit the fact button. Why it does that, I don't really know. What the point of that is, I don't really know.
The tiger is standing on 4 legs.
And again, this is very... even that the tiger is standing on 4 legs is a bit like... I mean, I guess... wouldn't... you know, fellow blindy here, but wouldn't you be able to see that? Like...
If you could see shit, then you would be able to see.
The tiger
Yeah.
eats up to
I
40
assume.
kilograms
Don't
of
know,
meat
never
in
seen one.
meal.
I mean, I'm
You know,
assuming they've got 4
if you
legs.
if you have decent enough vision. You'll be
Yeah.
able to look at a picture of one and go, oh look, it's got 4 legs.
I don't think this is something that it needed to tell you, you know, like... But we'll you know, we'll move past that. There's still more to look at.
I get that it was made for really young kids, but even really young kids can count, you know. I think the age range they were going for could probably count the number of legs a thing has.
I mean, yeah, you'd think. Alright, I'm gonna do a couple more of these. I don't want to completely waste everyone's time. Not yet. We'll get into we'll get into more interesting things later, don't worry. There's more to look at, don't worry. It makes that one noise.
Boing.
That's the one noise it makes. Right.
Boing.
Should we?
A baby kangaroo is called a joey.
Should we move on to the second mode then?
Boing.
Find your card,
Yeah.
put it into my magic
Okay,
mirror,
fine.
and I'll tell you all about it.
Let's go. I hope everything picks up on this video because I don't see myself doing it again.
Let's play the wild animals find it game. I'll ask you to find a card to fetch. Find
Okay.
the wild animal that is the tallest mammal.
Oh, one quick thing I forgot to mention. Switch it back to this mode. You can hit
Lion
this.
begins with the letter L. Alligator begins with the letter A. Kangaroo
When you have no card, it does
begins with
that.
the
Okay,
letter
moving on. Probably gonna tell me to find something different now.
Let's play the wild animals find it game. Find the wild animal that can go for weeks without eating.
God, if I remember where that is.
Good blind people game. Find the
Find the
visual thing.
wild animal that can go for weeks without. Great job!
I did it! I actually
Wow.
did it!
The polar bear is standing on.
So you wanna know about this mode, right? So once you've found these, you can do this.
The polar bear has fur. Do you want to hear more facts? The polar bear has sharp teeth.
In my opinion, there's just a slight bit of repetition going on there.
The
too repetitive.
Yeah.
That's coming from somebody that, you know, I don't know, lives off of repetition.
Exactly. Autism's great. You should, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, I can do that.
We like our repetitive shit, but we don't like shit that repetitive. Goddamn.
I mean, it's not too repetitive yet, you know, but there's still more to look at with this thing.
Yeah.
We don't know,
Yeah.
you know, you guys don't know everything he does. Oh, did I just? Fuck. Alright, we'll try that again.
It makes this sound.
Thanks, Mirror.
Thanks for helping, Mirror.
I didn't know you could talk. Since when could you talk? Since when did the magic mirror talk? No, you're wild out. Okay,
You found the
I
lion.
found the lion. You get the idea,
I mean,
right?
I knew it did, but...
No, it talked. Didn't
but
it spoke?
we'll get there.
Yeah.
That's the only mode I thought it talked in. The third one.
Tell you what though, right? Even if I did find the
Wild animal
even if I did find the tiger,
begins with the letter Z.
even if I did find the tiger, right? Why did I have to find it? I could switch just back to this mode and put it in to get facts, right? We're not gonna get there yet. We're not gonna get there yet. Don't say everything I know about this thing, he says.
I'll tell you a cool fact.
Third mode.
We gotta save
Right.
our thoughts until
So we're gonna go the kangaroo, right? He doesn't know. He doesn't know we've got the kangaroo. He's gonna explain what we're going to do, right?
Find a card, put it into my magic mirror, and I'll tell you all about it. Huh?
He's gonna. Okay. We don't have to put a card in the mirror. Oh no, he switched back to. Oh god. Hit. No. 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 Thank you.
Get the wild animal
Just
card.
realized I could hear
Get
one
the
point there.
wild
Yep.
animal card, and I'll guess what it is.
All right. Seems fun.
Put my hat down so I can't peek. Wow, wow. Hey, who turned out the lights?
His hat has a sensor in it that is only used then. Does your animal have stripes? No, I don't think it does.
No. Does your wild animal have sharp teeth?
I don't think it does.
No. Is your wild animal standing on 4 legs?
I don't think it is.
No.
I think kangaroos are strictly bipedal. I don't think they. Well, I don't even think they have 4
I'm
legs.
thinking it begins with the letter K.
Holy shit, he got it.
No, never seen one.
Kangaroo,
Holy shit, he got it.
flip up my hat and let's check it out.
Flip up my hat, let's check it out. Alright, Quizard, I'm going to show you the card. Ready? I'm showing it to you with that camera you have.
Put the card into my friend's magic mirror and we can see if I'm right.
Okay, let's do that. Also, I love how you can trick it at that point. You could just put any card in.
Play some more.
Okay, let's shut that down. Alright, we're going to go with another.
It's dark in here. Does your
Alright, so what I'm going to do off screen is take advantage of the uncreativeness I have. Shuffle these cards, put one in the mirror, and depending on what the mirror says, I'm going to answer with. Okay? Let's see.
Alright.
No, your card in the magic.
No, it doesn't. Alright.
I didn't think so.
No.
I didn't think it did either.
Yes, your card.
Yes, with a wave of my wand.
Jumping around here, has out.
Okay.
Thinking it begins with the
Oh.
letter
Screen is logged out.
Oh, look at that.
The elephant card?
Oh, look. Let's see.
Let's see if I'm
Look at that. He got it. I'm pretty sure. Right, did he?
amazing.
Yep.
Let's try again.
Alright. So, that's his base content, you know? There's a decent amount of it, you know, for your kind of run-of-the-mill basic, kind of low level, you know, what he runs by himself content. You know, it's not the worst thing ever. But let's say, for example, you wanted to expand Quizard's knowledge. How would you do that? Well, short answer would be you wouldn't, but we'll get to that. You know, we're not jumping to any conclusions yet. Well, you're going to take one of these. I'm going to take one of these. There's loads of different ones. I'm pretty sure this one is the dinosaurs one. I have to memorize all these by colour, because reading is not my strong suit. I'd have to zoom in like 50 million times, and I don't think I'm going to actually have the time to do that. Let's take these cards out. Let's close up the book / cartridge. Right, this is actually something I do like. I like how the cards store in the cartridges. Now, what's cool is that's really cool, actually. You can take Quizard, you can turn him on, and you can take his book and slam this big old book in the side of him. Oh no, it was farm animals, yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong. Christ. So, let's see what he's added, shall we?
Find a card, put it into my magic mirror, and I'll tell you all about it. Huh?
Alright, the background music's
You
changed.
get some different background music.
Okay.
The horse has a mane.
So, yeah, you put
Does.
a card in him, still, and he'll tell you a fact, right?
The horse eats grass and hay.
I recognize that noise.
Do you want to hear more
Wouldn't you think
facts?
that if this guy was cart-based, they'd be able to add a noise of a horse eating? Hey, that noise is familiar too.
A baby horse is called a foal.
Okay.
It makes the same noise.
It does.
The horse has a mane.
Alright, we've already got one repeated fact.
We have
Let's...
Do you put a card into my magic mirror, and I'll
Should
tell
we
you
do another
something
one?
I've learned about it. Oh,
Yeah.
The
Let's do another.
cow is
Wait, so
female.
was there only 3? Was there no more on
You
that one?
want to hear
I think there
more
were.
facts?
Well, apart from the letter one, that's 4 of them. Might have been a couple, you know, one
3
more or
actual
so.
ones plus the letter one.
You know, yeah.
A baby cow is called a calf. Do you
You know, you may be wondering at this point
cow
why...
drink a bathtub full of water every day?
You might be wondering why this guy is so compressed. Why his audio is so compressed.
Do you want to hear more facts?
Kind of
The
something you don't
cow
really...
has hooves. That's unbelievable.
No, it's not. It's very
Here's
believable.
another one.
How does it walk around?
Cow begins with the letter C.
You can go over there.
Find a card, put it into my magic mirror, and I'll tell you all about it.
Alright, how many of these should I do?
The goose flies with others in a V-shaped group.
Burp, burp. That's the only noise they make.
A group of geese is called a gaggle.
Meow, meow.
In the winter, the goose flies south where it's warm. Whoa!
Yep, they do that.
Goose begins with the letter G.
Alright, so, you know, we've got some
Put
facts.
a card
Um,
into my magic
let's
here.
move on
And
to the
learn about
next
it.
mode. Before then, let's try and put a card in upside down, shall we? Oh, it doesn't do
Put a
anything.
card into my magic mirror. The octopus can change its color to hide from its enemies.
The
Oh,
octopus? That's not supposed to happen.
Put a card into my
I wonder
magic
why.
mirror, and that'll tell you a cool
I wonder
fact.
why that happens. We'll get there. Unless you want to get there now.
I honestly don't mind when we
Kind
get...
of seen things.
Let's play the farm animals find it game.
I feel like we've seen this before.
Cards are never the same. Find the farm animal that makes this sound.
I don't want to. What if I just hit no? Can you do that?
Once you find the card, put it into my magic
What happens if you
mirror,
keep
and
hitting
now-
no?
Once you find the
Okay,
card,
so basically the way this...
It has 230 bones in its body. Look for the cat. It has 230. Look for the cat.
I don't want to look for the cat. Tell you what I will do though. Switch back to mode 1. And I'll put this card in. This card is a...
you found the rabbit. Wow, wow. Find the farm animal. Here's another one. The ladybird has
The ladybird? That's not supposed to happen.
The octopus squirts black
Oh,
ink to
the
escape
octopus.
from enemies.
So, okay. It's very clear.
The rabbit is nocturnal.
It's very clear that it wants us to talk about this thing.
It does.
Right. So
I
I'm
guess
not...
we'll do it.
I'm not going to say anything outright, but you probably, if you know a decent amount about toys, have noticed that it's doing things that it normally shouldn't be able to do, like recognize completely unrelated cards from different cartridges. That's a pretty big one, right? Well, I've got a question.
Let's just say those cartridges aren't all they sort of crack up to be.
If you can see... Can you see a board on the back of this? Can you see a cartridge thing on the back of this? Can you see a cartridge thing on the back of this? That isn't just a line? No? Okay. Well... What about this one? You know? No, that one? No? Well, maybe the next one's going to have it. Maybe. Just maybe it will. You know, look. Look for this bit here. You know, oh yeah, there's definitely some cartridge there. And you know, if we properly, you know, I'm never even going to show off the last one. If we properly look at Quizard himself. You know, you guys have probably seen a cart slot before. Does that look like a cartridge slot? You know, just those little things at the back. That's not enough to read it. You want to know why? Let's just say, when you were buying this thing back in the day, you were basically paying for Quizard DLC. Content that you would unlock. Content that it didn't come with, but could have come with it.
See, the bad thing is it's not even DLC because it doesn't like... It is, but it's not.
It's not. It's not. It doesn't
doesn't
expand.
add anything new.
There's
to it.
There's nothing. there's nothing
There's
new.
nothing that those add. You know what? Before we say anything, turn the mopper, pull the cartridge out,
Mm-hmm.
turn the mopper on, and put one of the farm animal cards in. Let's see what he does.
Alright, I'm not going to pull out a farm animal card because that one's at the top, but I will be able to do one of these ones.
Okay.
Let's see, shall we?
Yeah.
So you
Just
see,
see what happens.
no cartridge in him at all.
definitely don't already know. I'm just curious, you know. It's just looping the same
Look,
noise.
it's a parrot. Right, okay. What I'm gonna do now, you know, the parrot has feathers, but there's no Birds cartridge in. Birds is not a cartridge that is in this thing. Look, Birds is here. So, let's switch to this mode. No. 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 No.
What are you?
There we go. What happens if we don't put a wild animal in? Let's put a bird in. Let's see what happens, shall we?
Does your wild animal spend most of its
Oopsie, that's not a wild animal card. Pick a wild animal card or put a different book into my bookshelf. Oopsie, that's not a wild animal card. Pick a wild...
Let's move on to mode 2, shall we?
Find the wild animal.
Let's put the parrot back in.
Begins with the letter L. You found the parrot.
It makes this sound.
Okay, so it doesn't tell you to put the bird cartridge in. Well, now you should have been able to work out that that's all these do. That's all these cartridges are for, is just to tell Quizard in modes 2 and 3 what to look for, what you have. Now, before I end this
It's not
video...
even like it has flash memory.
No.
You know, it can't even... It can't even, like, remember what you have and what you don't. It's
You know,
just
that would have been a
kind
cool thing, is, like, scan
basically,
this.
all of the stuff is built in. Literally everything he has is built in, and all those cartridges do is bridge contacts to tell it which thing is in.
But, you know, to furthest, you know, do all of this
Still,
there's one pack that, you know, it could save us all.
yep.
World Instruments. Now, if you've seen the Play Skull Alpha, you'll know that, you know, the rest of his content's decent, it's alright. Music and sounds is great. So, you know, we're gonna appeal the same logic to this. I'm only gonna need one card for this, guys, don't worry. Oh, I noticed, that's weird. The signature card for each thing is actually reflective, like kind of holographic. So look, you can kind of catches the light. That's nice. Right. We're going to put in musical instruments because it's going to make him have knowledge of musical instruments. Let's see. Let's do that, shall we? Give us a fact about the guitar. Give us something about the guitar. In fact, is this mode going to be about facts, or are we going to be doing stuff with instruments?
Put it into my magic mirror, and I'll tell you all about it.
Wow. Well, shit.
The guitar is made of wood.
You know what? I'm done. That's me done.
It is literally the same across every expansion pack, every card, everything.
Everything. Yep. That's it. That's all you're getting. That's it. There we go. That's Quizard.
Yeah.
He came out obscure.
If you've seen...
He was released obscure. And he's obscure now, and that is for the explicit reason that he's just not very good. He's just kind of trash. Like, he doesn't do anything, and what he does do, he doesn't do right. Like, I should
Alfie did
be...
it better.
I should be proud and go, oh, I've got 5 expansions for this thing. Look at all the content I have. You could just have the unit and go, look at all the content I have, but can't access. What were they thinking? Also, I'm fully aware that the camera image is blurry as hell, by the way. I'm fully aware of that. I'm not a professional photographer, so, I mean, there's not really much I can do. Apart from just mess with his books. So, yeah, that's Quizard. Quizard, alright. He's Quizard. He's a thing. He's great. He's awesome. I almost imagine him as
It's awesome
like...
if you're comparing him to, I don't know, Learn Through Music with all the boards removed. It's awesome.
It's so bad. It's so, like... It's almost like, right, the creators of Fisher-Price saw into the future, right, 2010 Alfie, he's gonna be really cool. Then they time-traveled back and went, we're gonna do it before they do, so that we get the cool stuff. And they did it, and it was an alternate reality, because every decision they made with Quizard, they made the decision right with Alfie. I don't know how they messed it up this bad. I don't know how they did it. I don't know how it came out. I don't know. And there are 2 expansion packs content, like, contact pushy things I don't have, which are vehicles and insects. But if I tried hard enough, I could probably get them to activate. Maybe not the music, but I probably could to get the music if I tried hard enough.
Yeah.
So there we go. That's, I was excited for this thing too. Like, I was always kind of curiously, apprehensively optimistic. Yeah, let's do that. You know what I'm going to do just to make this funnier? I'm going to make it so that Quizard, right? Well, I'm going to turn you round so that your back is facing the camera.
This Mopper, for the last, it was never anything that he talked about, like, all the time, but it was kind of something that was, I could tell was kind of on his mind, and he was just, okay, I really want to see what this thing does. I'm really curious about it.
Why wouldn't you be,
When did you get yours? 23? 22?
Why, yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you be curious? He's got everything there that could be cool. Spinning light gimmick.
Everything that could have made it a good thing.
Scannable cards, a musical instruments pack, more expansions, a mode where it tries to guess what you're thinking of. He's got a lot going for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, he was curious about it. Got the first one. The first one was fucked.
Got some expansions,
forgot about it, but
to be honest, I kind of did.
Kind of forgot about it for a couple of years, and then one recently popped up, and he was kind of excited for it. I remember me and him were talking about it. It was kind of now we get to finally get to the bottom of this and see what this thing does.
What does he do? How does he do it?
Yeah.
Well,
so he gets it, right? And me and him are sitting here, and he's mopping with it. And I go, okay, because he was mopping a little bit with wild animals, which is obviously the default stuff. He puts in farm animals,
dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs, misrecognizes a few times, and I realized that stuff's built. Well, okay, I think we knew that everything was built in before when he had his first one.
But we didn't know how bad it was.
No. So then, he's messing with it. And everything across all 3 modes is literally the exact same. Even though it was only the first 2 or 3 card packs. And I'm just, I didn't want to say anything, because I know you like to give stuff a fair shot.
Right.
You like to give things a chance. So I didn't want to say anything just yet. But I had a sneaking suspicion that wasn't the greatest thing out there. And I'm just kind of, okay, that's weird. I wonder why it's, like it can't be,
Can't be
there's
that
got to
bad.
be something different. I don't think there is, but they couldn't have made it that bad. So then, he goes off to do some things, and before he leaves, he goes, well, we got musical instruments. That one's got to be different, right? I'm like, maybe. I don't know. Comes back a little bit later, and I hear him play through musical instruments.
Mm-hmm.
And it is exactly the
It's
same.
the same.
As every
And
other
I
one.
remember, but then after they put in Sea Life, and I've never said this before with any toy. I physically out loud said, I'm bored. I don't know what to do with this
I
thing.
remember
I'm
that.
bored. I'm very bored. Also, dog is barking outside to show that she has the capability of doing that. That's fun. And then it just kind of hit me, and I'm just this is such a boring toy. I'm just gonna be doing some stuff while I'm talking about this thing. If I can get all the angles right, I might even get it on camera. You probably aren't gonna guess what I'm doing.
I might know what you're doing.
Okay, he's too big to get this on camera. Right.
Hi, I'm Quizard, the learning wizard. Your magical fact
Here's this
finding
part.
friend. We're going to learn about wild animals.
Oh, that's fun. Are you ready for
What
this?
are you doing?
Find your card, put it into my magic mirror.
Oh, I know what you did. Yep. It's about all that thing deserves, really.
Oh, that's not the end of it. And normally I would go, okay, cool thing, I'll keep it around. Cool thing, I'll keep him around. He seems cool. I'll come back to him one day. He might be worth something one day. I could get my 12 back. But then I thought, you know what? I'm going to grab something from, I'm going to grab a random bag. Oh great, that's not even big enough for him. Okay, well you get the idea. Basically, I very heavily feel like donating him to a thrift store. Is just no. Just no. They got everything wrong. They got everything wrong with him, and I don't want it anymore. It shouldn't be at a point where I go like, I can.
We said it's literally Play School 2010 Alfie, but like, if you took Alfie and fucked up,
And purposefully fucked up too.
Purposefully fucked it, yeah.
So like normally, okay, I can not get bored of something, but I can go, okay, I'm not finding as much with this thing as I usually do. Let's, come back to this in a couple months, see what I can find. This guy has not got none of that. Quizard the Learning Wizard is great. He's a thing. I'm going to end this video before, I get the hammer out. So until then, this little thing still does more. We boing, 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 boing. We... Bye, Quizard. Bye, my pups. You won't be seeing this guy again. Yay.